Recently, I did a video on the cleaning of Marie's wedding dress, and now this dress today is Marie's daughter, Philomena. Philomena and Norman were married on April 28th, 1956 in Detroit, Michigan. And here is her dress, which it is a Bianchi dress. And it has the tag in it that shows pot de soie silk. And I mean, I do believe it's silk, but it's more like a taffeta. So I'm a little confused by that. And it does say that it's an ivory shade, so I'm not expecting this to become white. As found, it had been dry cleaned, but unfortunately, the dry cleaning did not remove. This was likely a beverage spill, and that has been sitting there for 70 years, so we'll see what happens. And the whole dress is flat lined with this non-woven, Palon is a brand name, interfacing. And that isn't always something that likes to be soaked, but I'm going to do what I can. And I'm going to start with Retro Wash, a little bit of Dawn. I'm not going to do washing soda with this because of the silk. And that is something that's too harsh to do on silk. So I'm doing all of these soaks at a temperature no higher than 88 degrees Fahrenheit. So after the initial soak, the stain is still there, as I expected it would be. So now I'm going to move on to sodium perborate. And I'm taking 1 cup of that, dissolving it in hot water, adding it to the bath of, again, no warmer than, I think this was at 88 degrees. And carefully putting it in the water. One thing I know that is likely going to happen is a lot of the pearl finish will come off, and that ends up being the case, as you'll see later. But I'm covering it with some towels and do all these various things to keep it submerged because the oxygen wants it kind of to pop up. So I checked it after 24 hours and I still see that stain. And so I let it go another 24 hours and it's better, but it's still there. So I decided to take it out. And here you can see, sure enough, a lot of the pearl finish is coming off. So I put a little piece of organza to kind of catch some of the bits from going down the drain. And it also ended up catching some of the kind of Palon, or the interfacing kind of had lint that was coming off. So I'm kind of glad I had that in there to catch that. But anyway, so then after the sodium perborate, then you got to wash that off. So I did Retro Wash, and I did a little bit of vinegar in the water to kind of help remove any residue, and then did some more rinsing. And I took it outside just to kind of get a better idea of what's going on. So I put a plastic shower curtain on the ground and laid it out. And then I got my hose out and did some more rinsing, and that gives me a better chance to take a look at it. And I let it drip dry for a while and then put it on the mannequin for a bit. And then now that it's getting close to dry, I can still see that mark. So I'm going to move on to taking 50-50 vinegar and water. I sprayed that, misted it on, and then kind of just along that edge of that water kind of beverage stain mark. And they put the baking soda on there, let it sit and dry, and did this in the sun. But again, you don't want to do too much sunlight because that can be damaging to fabrics too. So I did a couple rounds of that. And at this point, I just feel like I can't continue to risk it. So I ended up just deciding to see what it's going to look like once it's completely dry. So I brought it inside and let it dry. And here's where we ended up. So yes, it is still there. And I'm bummed about that, but it's not hugely noticeable. I mean, it's so much better than how it started, but I did decide to stop. Sometimes you have to make a decision, because if you take it too far, you can do irreparable harm. It could end up, the fabric could end up tearing or whatever. And I just decided that it was not worth risking it further. So I did some pressing on the hem, because that horsehair hem, sometimes some stitching comes undone. So I did some pressing and then repaired the hem, and then pressing on the rest of the dress. And then I just wanted to show this. It's got some beautiful detailing of the construction. That's a kind of a gusset feature in the inside. And then there's some facing. And the original buttons, I tested them out, and they did still match rather well. So then I decided to put those back on. And this is just to kind of show you how I do that. These are not a canvas backed button. This is actually a metal shank button. So then I ended up doing 3 different pass throughs, and I'm using a heavier weight, like an upholstery weight type thread. And I go 3 times through, and then for the final one, I kind of go through the back, catching that shank. You can see that I'm kind of grabbing the shank from underneath and then doing kind of catching the thread to kind of knot it. And I leave the threads in when I can, so that I know the placement of the buttons in the future. A couple of the areas of the buttons need a little reinforcement in the back, and so then I put some organza on the back as a reinforcement. But here we are. Here's the before. And that does kind of help me to remind myself where we started when I'm, kind of feeling bad that something didn't come out 100%, but then I look back to where it started and then now where it's ended up, and I feel so much better about it. It was not wearable before, and it is wearable now. That spot is still there, but it's not hugely noticeable, and it's right at kind of bouquet height. So in theory, a bouquet is going to be in front of it for, at least part of the time anyway. But look at the pearls brightened up beautifully, even though a ton of the finish on them came off, and then it ends up just getting to a kind of just a glass bead at that point. But I think it is so pretty. This is such a beautiful, classic, mid-century, really high quality. These Bianchi dresses were known for really good quality. I love these darling little cap sleeves. You can kind of see a gather up the center of those. Such a beautiful feature. And now this beautiful mid-century dress is ready once again for another special day 70 years later.